Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, everyone's talking about the whole Sony Studios executive or head honcho who is basically blaming the critics for destroying Madam Web and Morbius and Craven the Hunter. Now, I haven't seen any of those films. I own Madam Web and I own Morbius, and I'm going to sit down and watch them along with a bunch of other superhero films. I haven't watched a film since Infinity War and those last two Marvel films. I haven't seen any of the superhero films since then. I haven't seen Black Adam. I haven't seen Black Widow. I haven't seen The Flash. I haven't seen any of them. So I've got them all. I'm going to sit down and watch them, but I'm actually going to start from the start and watch all the Marvel films all the way through and do just this big giant marathon, because a lot of them I saw them once in the cinema and that's it, and I want to see them all again, and now they're all, so now it's all done, I can watch them as a whole. But so far as the new films, I haven't seen them, but my experience is, so far as certainly the chuds and the media are to blame for a lot of these films going down, and that's because the chuds hate them for political reasons. I don't know why the media will get on a film and just pummel it to death, but I've seen them do it. And we know they do it, and this is what I don't understand. I know the chuds are defending this because in order to perpetuate racism and bigotry, we have to act like it doesn't exist and keep pushing these narratives and feeding these people who, are eating this hate, and feeding to that base. I get that. And they do it to support the overall greater sort of pop culture wars or the culture wars. And they make money out of it. So I get that. I don't get why the media does it, though. I don't get why people like John Campea will hate this film and rail on it when other people like Grace Randolph like it. And I don't believe Grace Randolph is going to like a film just because, someone tells her to shill. And I don't understand, because I've seen films like Terminator Dark Fate and Lightyear that were supposed to be awful, and they were almost good. I think they were kind of good. They weren't bad. And that's the term that the CEO kept saying, they weren't bad. And a lot of these films aren't bad, but they're not what people want or expect or have political issues with, so they just trash them. For example, Buzz Lightyear. It should have been a retro-style cartoon trying to accurately, depict the film that Andy watched in Toy Story. Or what they should have really done is, this is the real story of the Buzz Lightyear who they did the cartoon about that inspired Andy. Because instead of doing this retro animated film, they did this modern film, which there's no way a 90s film would have looked like that he would have watched. So it doesn't work. So I get that. That's one reason for the main critics not to like it. But the reason the chuds hated it was because they had one scene to show the passage of time. They showed the life of Buzz Lightyear's friend, because he kept going on a mission, coming back like 5-10 years later. And each time he came back, there'd be a change in her life. She went from just another officer to like an admiral. Then she had a wife. Then she had a wife and kids. And then she had a wife and grandkids. And then she was in a hospital bed dying. And then she was gone. And that was a way to show that he'd missed this whole generation, this whole life, while he was trying to fix this mistake with these missions that he was going on. And oh, hell no, we can't have a positive representation of a gay family or a gay mother. So they had to trash it. That's the chuds. They're easy to, dissect and decode. But the main media, I don't know why they will just get on a film and rally on it. Did they not get, did they get bad treatment from the director before? Did they not get, preview screenings so they could get their previews out first and get all the views? Like, I don't know why they hate stuff. I don't know why John Campea would just get on some films like Craven the Hunter and just rail on it. I don't believe it's that bad. Now, Sony, they've made a lot of films. I don't believe they could make a truly abominable film. They're just too much of a studio. They're too by the numbers to get it that wrong. And I've not seen a single example of a film that was that bad. Wonder Woman 84. They trashed that because they thought it was some sort of anti-Trump film, so the chuds got on it. I don't know why the mainstream media didn't like it. I liked it, I think. I saw it once. I need to watch it again. So yeah, I just know from my own experience that most of the films that they trash and carry on about are decent. And I can't think of a film that I thought was actually abominable or hideous, that I was just like, I can't believe I watched that. That was horrible. I can't remember the last time that's happened. I've seen one or two films I thought that was appalling, but they weren't a mainstream media like Hollywood film, because they just don't get out of that system like that. I know people hate them for political reasons, and the dog whistle will be, oh, it's badly written, oh, it's woke, oh, it's it's poor production or whatever. They're just doing their thing. And I think that's what's happened here, and I totally don't blame the CEO for saying it. I think he's totally right. Are these what are these films really? Are they okay? Are they just passable? You know, are they not great and that's a crime and equates to not, you know, not good? Not good somehow is bad. I don't know. But I had to talk about it for a minute. I wanted to do this video yesterday, but I'm like, you haven't seen any of the three main films they're talking about. What are you going to say? The fact I've already seen this with a bunch of other films, and it seems like the exact same syndrome, the exact same group of people doing the exact same thing. And if I go and watch these films in a couple of days and they're somehow abominable, I'll come back and do a review and say, wow. Wow. But that hasn't been my experience with any of the other films that I've heard were abominable. I still haven't seen Birds of Prey and a few of those other films, but I'm going to watch them, and I bet they'll be okay. Gem. That was a truly awful film. Not actually. See, that's the thing. The film itself was fine, but what it was supposed to be, the gap between what it was and what it was supposed to be, is so huge. I know why people hate it. But on its own, if you'd never seen a Gem cartoon, fine. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the whole situation.